Four-state area first responders gathered to honor a fallen firefighter. Plus, the powerhouse princess of northeastern Oklahoma chases her dream of being an MMA superstar. And we'll hear from Fort Scott Community College's athletic director about the decision to end the football program.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
Four-state first responders come together to honor one of their own. This is KOAM News at 10. Baxter Springs firefighter Malachi Brown had been fighting for his life in a burn unit in Springfield after he was badly injured battling a mid-October structure fire in Baxter. Brown succumbed to those injuries last night, and today a procession of vehicles from various four-state first responders escorted his body back home to Baxter Springs. The Baxter Fire Chief says they received a lot of support along the way.
I want to thank all the agencies that helped us get him home. It was a long trip from Springfield, and all the way from Springfield all the way to Baxter Springs, we had agencies on overpasses with flags standing on the side of the road supporting us.
Baxter Springs Fire Lieutenant Malachi Brown leaves behind a wife and 3 children. Let's check in with Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
All right, Dal, it actually turned out to be a nice Veterans Day weather-wise across the region. We had actually quite a bit of sunshine. Temperature's kind of cool, but very close to where we should be for this time of the year. We started at 43, we ended up at 59. Average high is 60 for this time of the year. We've had pretty much clear skies all evening, but now you can see the clouds starting to creep in to our western counties. A very fast, weak wave, but these showers are going to blast right on through after midnight tonight, and they'll be out of here by the time you even wake up tomorrow morning. But look at how the clouds increase. Let's go through the morning hours. We'll stop at 2 a.m. Light showers, especially halfway, the bottom half of the four-state area. As we continue through the overnight hours, these showers work through, and then they're gone by the early morning hours. But temperatures even colder for us tomorrow. We're going to look at that in the weekend here in just a bit.
See you then. People across our nation are honoring our heroes on this Veterans Day. Mcdonald County hosted a Veterans Day ceremony in Pineville. The event featured a free dinner, VIP speaker, and fireworks. There was also a special announcement. Veteran James Tatum was inducted into the Missouri Veterans Hall of Fame. The Carthage native served heroically in the Korean War as an Army officer and later as a civilian helped found Crowder College.
I think it's a pretty big deal. I mean, nothing like this has ever happened. To put it into perspective, General John Gordon, who was a former Secretary of Homeland Security, and the 33rd President, Harry Truman, are also in this Hall of Fame with Jim, so that's a pretty big deal.
The Mcdonald County celebration took place in the Pineville Square. Former U.S. presidents are asking for support in building a national museum to recognize Medal of Honor recipients. Presidents Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Barack Obama are featured in a new public service announcement. They're calling on Americans to join the mission to build a national museum in Arlington, Texas, and national monument in Washington, D.C. The museum would house galleries highlighting the stories of Americans awarded the Medal of Honor. The foundation plans to break ground on the museum early next year and hopes to have the museum completed and open to the public in 2024. More than 3,500 Americans have been awarded the Medal of Honor since it was established in 1861. We told you earlier this week that Fort Scott Community College has ended its football program due to what they say was a lack of resources and other issues. Tonight in sports, a little bit later, we're going to hear from the college's athletic director about the decision to end that program. But first, in tonight's KOAM News Now Instapoll, we're asking, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is your local sports team to your sense of community? You can participate in the poll at KOAMnewsnow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. Results are updated live, and we're going to check in on the final numbers here a little bit later. An Oklahoma teenager has been breaking records since she was 8 years old. She's already made a name for herself locally. Now she's taking it a step further and making herself known across the country. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky has more on Commerce's powerhouse princess.
At 118 pounds, 15-year-old Demaya Smith can already deadlift up to 285 pounds. It's how she earned her nickname, the Powerhouse Princess.
I think the name Powerhouse Princess suits me really just because I do like the glam, and even though I'm out on the mat rolling, I still have makeup on. I really like to dress up, so I feel like I'm a powerhouse and a princess. It fits.
Demaya's mom, Chris, always knew there was something special about her.
She's going to be a spitfire at something. We just didn't know what. We started her with traditional sports, gymnastics, basketball, softball, and she just wasn't advancing the way that I thought that she should. And then powerlifting fell into our lap.
Demaya's talents recently landed her a spot on the reality TV show All Round Champion, where she competed alongside other top athletes in a variety of sports.
I happened to get on All Round Champion, and it was a crazy experience. It was so amazing. We did so many different sports, and I was learning like how to fence and play hockey. It was crazy, and I would not change it for the world.
She trains at her parents' gym, Relentless Training Center.
Relentless was a vision that we had for our daughter that was brewing that we really didn't even know where we were taking it. We just knew that we needed to get our daughter the best training possible.
Even after setting world records, Demaya says she's only getting started.
Powerlifting, I'll never stop lifting in general, but I don't think I'll have very many more competitions outside of high school. With MMA, I want to take that as far as I can and hopefully go to the UFC.
In Commerce, Bronte Sorotsky, KUAM News.
Tomorrow night, Relentless Training Center will host a free women's self-defense seminar open to the public. Still ahead, the number of deaths from a crowd surge at a Texas hip-hop show has climbed to 9. And a settlement for residents of Flint, Michigan affected by the water crisis. A 9th victim of last week's crowd surge at the Astro World Music Festival has died. As Houston police investigate, there are lingering questions about why authorities and organizers didn't shut down the concert sooner. Anthony Pura reports.
Barty Shahani's parents are grieving.
I want my baby back. She had a bright future.
The 22-year-old Texas A&M senior died 5 days after she was severely injured Friday night at the Astroworld Music Festival.
Please make sure that she gets the justice, and I don't want somebody else's daughter to go like this.
Shahani went to the concert with her sister and cousin and got separated from them in the chaos. Her death is the latest after the crowd surge at the concert headlined by rapper Travis Scott. A 9-year-old boy remains in a coma. 17-year-old Gabriella Simeone recalls being pinned to the ground with people piling on during Scott's performance.
I start screaming, crying, like I can't feel my leg. I think my leg is broken.
There's a lot of people trampled and they're passed out at the front stage.
Police radio calls indicate the chaos that was unfolding.
We're getting multiple reports of people being injured.
CBS News obtained video from a source close to the Astroworld Festival showing police near the stage seemingly unaware of the tragedy taking place. As his department investigates, Houston's police chief said an independent probe is not warranted right now. Anthony Pura, CBS News.
Travis Scott's attorneys have said he didn't know what was happening in the crowd of about 50,000 fans until after the concert. A federal judge approved a $626 million settlement for people affected by the water crisis in Flint, Michigan. It's meant to compensate the tens of thousands of people impacted by lead exposure and other contaminants from the city's drinking water. According to court documents, the settlement will establish a victims' compensation fund to pay residents directly. Nearly 80% of the money will go to those who were younger than 18 at the time of the crisis. In a surprise move, two of the world's biggest polluters, China and the U.S., have pledged to work together on climate change. The two nations released a joint statement saying they intend to establish a working group to meet regularly and focus on enhancing concrete actions in this decade. Beijing and Washington also agree to share technology to reduce emissions and do more to stop deforestation. The government's new infrastructure plan is trying to tackle several pressing issues, including drunk driving or impaired driving. The legislation gives the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration 3 years to develop rules for automakers. It would require new cars to have technology installed that could prevent drunk or impaired driving. It's unclear exactly what that technology would be. The NHTSA is reportedly looking at a system that could observe a driver's performance. Another option is using sensors to detect a driver's alcohol level and, depending on the result, possibly prevent the car from starting. Once new regulations are finalized, automakers would have 2 years to install the technology. More than 2 million at-home COVID-19 tests are being recalled due to high false positive results. Food and Drug Administration says it's a Class 1 recall, the most urgent type. They're from the brand Ellume. Regulators say false positives could lead to a delayed diagnosis or treatment of the actual cause of a person's illness. There have been 35 reports of false positive. No deaths have been reported. The FDA says the reliability of negative test results is not affected. The tests were manufactured between February 24th and August 11th and were distributed from April 13th to August 26th. Those who have received a positive result with an Ellume test are advised to have a follow-up test. The Biden administration in February awarded nearly $232 million to Ellume to produce its at-home test. And this fall, the administration announced billions more dollars to help make more tests available. Later, the Mcdonald County Mustangs are one win away from a district championship. We're going to hear from the team in sports.
Plus, it looks like more showers rolling in for us tonight and turning quite a bit colder. We're going to look at that coming up. It turned out to be a pretty good Thursday for us today. Quite a bit of sunshine, temperatures not bad, cooler than what we've seen, upper 50s to near 60 degrees. But it looks pretty good right now. We have clear skies, temperatures are cooling down. Nice live shot of Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo's just outside, just to the west of Seneca, Missouri, but looks good. We're dry, pretty much clear skies for now, but we're going to start to see some changes as we go through the evening hours. Temps, most of us are sitting into low to mid 40s. Case in point, 43 in Bella Vista, 45 in Miami, Grove 45, 42, Pitt 40 in Parsons, 43 in Nevada. I think most of us will kind of hold into lower 40s tonight as clouds start to thicken up. That will keep whatever heat we do have kind of insulated in. Kind of windy for us today. The winds have diminished over the past few hours, but as another cold front rolls in, those winds are going to pick right back up as we go into the daytime hours tomorrow. Looks good. 7th in the range line. Currently outside, we're sitting at 47. Humidity fairly low at about 48%. And we've had clear skies, but you can see the clouds increasing in our western counties as this next weak little wave, fast-moving wave, slides in. You can see the light showers out across central and western parts of Kansas. Not a strong system, very fast system, but it will drop a tenth or 2/10 of an inch of rain across the region. We'll have to watch these systems as we get into the winter because these little waves are the type that will give us a quick 1 or 2 inches of snow. But this is all rotating around the big upper level low in the northern parts of the U.S., the same system that gave us the showers and thunderstorms, severe weather for us last night. Now, right behind it, you can see this system. You can follow the arrows. It will drop right in by the time we head into Sunday morning, giving us more clouds and maybe a few random showers. All right, let's break this down. For us tonight, clouds increase. Here come the showers, very light, mainly the southern half. I do think Pittsburg, I do think Joplin will get some showers. Heaviest rain will be in northeastern Oklahoma, extreme southwestern parts of Missouri. And when I say heaviest, not heavy at all, maybe a 1/4 of an inch, and then it rotates right on through. A little bit of sunshine in the morning, clouds filter back in during the afternoon, but our temperatures behind this front struggle to warm up. It's going to be cold tomorrow. 41 to start, 45 by noon, high temp of 48. Also the winds kind of pick up, northwesterly winds at about 10 to 20. We clear out tomorrow evening, then our temperatures really drop tomorrow night, upper 20s, so a hard freeze as we go into Saturday. I do think Saturday looks pretty good, still chilly, high temperatures only into lower 50s as we head into the afternoon. But by Sunday morning, we got that next little wave that kind of rotates by, so still kind of cool on Sunday. Winds switch back to the south Monday. Into Tuesday, we start to warm things back up. We're going to be into the 70s by the time we head into Tuesday afternoon. Then our next system rotates in Wednesday afternoon. Showers, thunderstorms, some of those could be strong. And then we cool right back down late next week. 48 tomorrow, 28 tomorrow night, 52 Saturday, 55 on Sunday, 60s Monday, 70s on Tuesday, and then chances for showers and thunderstorms right back in for next Wednesday.
The weekend looking tolerable.
Yeah, I mean, chilly, but fairly nice.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Thanks. Coming up in sports, the Pitt State Guerrillas hit the road to Hayes for their season finale this weekend, and the McDonald County Mustangs aim for their first ever district title. Jacob Leonard joins us with that and more next.
This week is the final week of the season for the Pittsburg State Guerrillas. Pitt State hits the road on Saturday in Week 11, facing Fort Hays State. The Tigers are fighting for a winning record, heading into the weekend at 5-5. The Guerrillas are 7-3. Pitt State lost a heartbreaker to Washburn last week with the Ichabods blocking a late field goal to preserve a 2-point win. They've regrouped and will try to send their seniors out the right way this weekend.
We were all really upset losing that football game. Let's be honest, that was one, and as they all are. But we understood the implications of that one and how important that was. And I knew it would take some time here this week to really get our guys back because it's very draining emotionally. And but our guys understand the importance of playing together one last time. They understand the importance of playing together and playing well for this senior group.
I mean a lot. They've done a lot for us. They were the class before me, so I've known them since I've been here really. And then a few other guys that jumped in as well. We've gotten really close, so it'd be a really big deal to send them off with a win.
Well, this season has already been a historic one for the McDonald County football team. Tomorrow night they have a chance to add to that and win their first district title. Danny Terzer has the story.
It's mid-November, and the McDonald County Mustangs are still at work.
It kind of hits you this week after the time change. You're practicing under the lights, and that's kind of when it hits you that we're playing a long ways into this season, and we haven't really had time to sit and think about what we've accomplished up to this point.
The Mustangs are one win away from the school's first district championship.
We definitely want to be known as the first team to win a district championship, and I mean, we just got to play like we have one more guaranteed, and we just got to put it all out there.
I don't think it's really hit a lot of us seniors yet because, we're still in it. We're still striving to go farther, and, we just want to go as long as we can, keep playing as long as we can.
The final team in their way is West Plains.
We've got to win the physical battle, especially in the trenches. That's where we've kind of made our focus each and every week, and this week's going to be no different. It's a football game like the rest of the year's been, and the most physical team is probably going to walk off the field with a win.
The Mustangs faced a rigorous Big 8 schedule, but they're 10-1 and prepared to keep going.
That regular season schedule, that conference schedule, just prepares you for playoff play, and it's a tough week each and every week, and you've got to show up. If you don't bring your A game every week in our conference, you've got a chance to get beat, and so it really prepares you for what's ahead.
They've come a long way, but the Mustangs are still hungry for more.
We're pleased, but we're not satisfied yet. We definitely set some big goals at the beginning of this year, and we're getting a chance to accomplish them.
We ain't done. We're going to go try to finish this thing.
At McDonald County High School, Danny Terzer, KOAM Sports.
McDonald County's game against West Plains will kick off at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. Fort Scott Community College announced the termination of its football program on Monday night. The Greyhounds played their final game of the season just one day earlier, a 63-2 loss to Independence in the Jayhawk Conference playoffs. The Fort Scott program has been around for nearly 100 years, but they've struggled the last few. The team is 3-19 in their last 22 games. In the release on Monday, the school cited multiple reasons for terminating the program, including lack of resources. Now, we caught up with Athletic Director Tom Havron today to talk about the decision.
Football is certainly a very expensive sport. It certainly takes a toll on an institution and budgets more than others do. Not just because of the number of students that program brings in, but also the resources that it takes to get every student what they need. It was difficult, but we took a while to be able to look at every single possible situation to see if we could keep this here, and it was just something that was not sustainable.
You can check out our full story with Havron on the sports page at KOAMNewsNow.com. That's it for sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Private First Class Virgil Glenn served in the U.S. Marine Corps. Many of you will remember Virgil from his many years as a musician on Melody Matinee right here on KOAM. His hometown, Pittsburg, and yes, he still lives there. We are proud to salute Private First Class Virgil Glenn. He's tonight's four-state hero. Let's check in on tonight's KOAM News Now Instapoll. We're asking on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is your local sports team to your sense of community? The average score, a 6. This poll is now closed. Thank you for participating. Looks like Santa's helpers might not be coming to every small town and city this year. A tight labor market has many people across the U.S. unavailable and unable to book one of the big man's helpers to visit kids ahead of the holidays. The head of a professional Santa Claus school in Denver says the region's down about 10 to 15% of Santas this year, while other Santa staffing agencies say the demand is up over 120%. You know, we're no longer quarantining. Virtual or video visits are one solution that many are using to address the Santa shortage. Now, do not worry, kids. The main man, the real Santa, he is not impacted by the labor shortage. He will still be out delivering toys this year, of course.
Can't have a Santa shortage.
Well, you know, I guess. That's the sort of thing we're facing right now.
People are slimming down too much.
Yeah. Santa slimming down? I don't think so. Maybe not exactly that way. The weather.
Looks like we're going to get a few showers for us tonight, especially between about 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. Most of these are going to be out of here by morning, but a chilly day tomorrow. High temp of only 48, down to 28 tomorrow night.
Final sports note.
Got a bunch of good high school football playoff games tomorrow, including Carthage hosting Webb City, rematch from the regular season. The winner is the Class 5 District 6 champion.
That's going to be exciting. Hope you join us for the morning news, 5 a.m., and let's make it a great tomorrow.